2021 Barely Open Video Gala. My name is Rob Thomas, and I'm the Executive Director of Lakeshore Players Theater and your virtual MC for this wonderful community event. We're so glad you're joining us tonight. As you know, this year has changed everything in our lives and caused so many events to be canceled, and unfortunately, our wonderful Barely Open dance is no exception. But that doesn't mean we can't still gather virtually and celebrate our community, embrace our Minnesota winter, and support our neighbors in need. And look at it this way, I won't be hounding you to buy heads or tails bow ties for another 12 months. This year's golf event has changed a bit as well. We've set up specific tee times to space our golfers out for their safety. The golf event has been spread over 2 days instead of just on Saturday, and we've had a fabulous turnout. For those of you who are golfing this weekend, we thank you for your support. So, let's get on with the gala. But first, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors, without whom this event would not be possible.
So one of the reasons why we decided to sponsor the Barely Open 3 years ago was Lisa contacted us and let us know that the long-running sponsor of the event had pulled out due to a change in ownership of that dealership. And Wiper Mitsubishi sponsors many things in the community. They approached about the need to sponsor the food shelf and the Barely Open, and we were happy to do it.
For those of you who are joining us for the first time or wondering just what the heck the Barely Open is all about, let's hear from Ken Galloway, the Barely Open Committee Chair, and some of our sponsors to learn just what this event is all about.
Well, back many years ago when I was a member of the Wayzata Rotary Club, I got involved with an event out on Lake Minnetonka that was similar to this. And when I was in the White Bear Rotary, we were challenged by our district to create a community event that is not only fun and brings the community together, but also has a charitable component as well. So I called on a couple of community volunteers, Reed Vanderzee and Bill Foussard, and we went out and visited the folks in Wayzata, got some tips, came back to White Bear Lake and created our own event. We are a golf on ice tournament. We every year have had a community dance the night before, and we raise a lot of funds for the White Bear Area Food Shelf. Several years in, we created what we call the community circle, and we plow out this giant circle on the ice, and then we run all our holes out from that circle like spokes on a tire. And then we line up all the sponsor tents around the circle side by side. When the golfers come in off the course, decide they want to take a little break from playing, all the sponsor tents are right there, and they can walk around and get food and beverages and tchotchkes and just, visit the sponsors, and the sponsors really get a lot more exposure than they used to. Several years ago, we started adding a live DJ, and so the live music going throughout the event, we've got speakers stationed all over the course, and it's loud, and it just adds that whole party carnival atmosphere. We've got people in costumes, we've got mascots running around, dancing with each other. We have a dance-off. One year we had a dancing T-Rex, that was just a hoot. The Mitsubishi Bear has been out there the last couple of years, and he's dancing around and slipping and falling on the ice, which he does, and it's just really made for a really fun event. We've accumulated a really talented group of volunteers who really work hard on our digital presence, our social media, our website, and every year it gets better and better. And we are really close to achieving our goal of raising enough cash to purchase $2 million worth of food for the food shelf. So it's really been a fantastic community effort over the years, and that's what makes White Bear Lake such a great place. So in closing, again, just a big thank you to everybody that's watching tonight, took the time to share this with us, and all of you that have donated and participated anyway. This event really matters, folks. It really has impact in your community, and we appreciate everybody for all of your support.
Ken Galloway, I went over to Minnetonka with him. He was from Minnetonka, ran a country club over there, and participated in the Chili Open over there. So Reed Vanderzee and myself, the three of us went over. It was just fun. You think golfing on the ice, let's have a good time, let's bring it to White Bear.
Well, the Barely Open, I've done it in the past. I think it's a great event that you guys do here in White Bear Lake. It kind of embraces the winter. I know a lot of times, this time of year, people are at home staying warm, and you guys all get together and go out and have a great time, and the best part about it, it's for a great cause too as well.
Yeah, it seems like a great event. I mean, where can you golf on the ice, outside of here? I've never seen anything like it before or since. I mean, it's the only event as far as I know that you can golf on the ice.
So when we started supporting the event, we thought it'd be a great idea to start having a DJ at the event and bring a couple beer sponsors into the event. And we feel like it just brought another level of excitement to the Barely Open, and hopefully drew more people outside of SVL as well.
To me, it's just great to see the community come together. Everyone's out there having a great time. Some people are dressed up. A lot of people around here love the sport of golf, but they don't get that opportunity to do that here in the winter in Minnesota anyway.
The Barely Open is a great event with the community that people from all the businesses and the surrounding community get together out on White Bear Lake. The golf tournament, a fun time on the lake. It's just fun to meet your neighbors and to get together as a community.
Who doesn't love being in the middle of a super cold, frozen lake in the middle of winter? That's what makes us Minnesotan, right?
I remember one of the Barely Opens, I think the first one, the bear tried to do some mini golf, and he slipped and fell on the ice, which isn't a shock for some reason, just because the bear doesn't do well on ice.
The first year I did it, it was pouring rain practically, and I had this long wool coat on, and we just laughed the whole day.
I didn't get a hole in one, but I met a lot of great people. I'd say that if you get a chance, you're off on that day, it's well worth stopping by, it's well worth coming out.
I was thinking, how are they going to do it? And then I went to the website and I was able to see exactly how, with the tennis balls and it looked really great. The visual from the air down, seeing it looks kind of like a mini golf, tournament like, and it looked really exciting. And so it's just a fun event, and that's what we like to do, is just fun events. So
When you're out golfing, it's a blast. The weather, you're all bundled up. All the restaurants and bars get together to be supportive. It's cool.
From its inception, the Barely Open has been supported by our local business community, but especially the White Bear Rotary Club. The Rotary members have given of their time as volunteers, organizing the event and setting up the golf courses each year, and their money in ways of sponsorships, donations, and auction items. Let's hear from the Rotary Club president, Pat McClernand, about why they support the Barely Open event.
All right, so we're here today with Pat McClernand, current 2021 president of the White Bear Lake Rotary Club. So Pat, why don't you tell us about the Rotary Club and how the Rotary Club actually got involved in this event?
One of our big Rotary goals is helping out people in our community through hands-on projects. The Barely Open is one of our great annual fundraisers we use to raise money. The money from this fundraiser goes to the White Bear area food shelf.
All right, Pat, so the Rotary Club has been a great supporter of this event since the beginning, I understand. Tell me, how does the club support the event?
We support the Barely Open with sponsorships. We have volunteers. I personally have volunteered every year since I joined Rotary. It's a fantastic time, lots of fun.
Pat, let's talk about how much money the event has actually raised over the years. I mean, that is the purpose of the event, correct?
We've raised over $200,000 in cash, which translates into $1.6 million in food for the food shelf. So that's fantastic.
That's great. And the reason, folks, that math works is because the food shelf, with their purchasing power through their sources, can buy food at an 8 to $1 ratio, as opposed to food that's just brought in and donated. So that's why we stress the cash component of this.
please consider signing up for our Golf on Ice. And if you're not really a golfer, especially on ice, then consider contributing to this important cause. We also have an online auction with some very nice things to purchase. Thank you for your support.
Great, thanks, Pat. I really appreciate that. And again, thank you to the White Bear Lake Rotary Club for supporting this event from its inception 14 years ago.
Thank you, Ken, for your great leadership.
Well, folks, now you know what the Barely Open is all about. It's just a great, crazy, totally Minnesotan event that lets us celebrate our community and our winters. And what better way to support the community than to support our local food shelf, which does such important work for those who are struggling to feed their families. I would like to take a few minutes to introduce you to Perry Peterson and Amanda Lindorfer with the White Bear Area Food Shelf, so they can tell you about how your donations are being put to work.
The food shelf started in 1977 and has been in part of the community for over 40 years. And the mission for us is providing food and support to our neighbors in need. And just through the years, it has impacted so many people's lives in our community and continues to just impact a lot of people's lives, not only our neighbors, but our volunteers and so many people in our community.
My name is Amanda Lindorfer. I'm the operations coordinator here at the White Bear Area Food Shelf. I've been here for about 4.5 years.
The change that we've seen with the pandemic has been a real shift into a lot of new people for the first time needing food support.
Since the beginning of the pandemic, we've had to change our operations quite a bit. We've had about double the need come through our doors.
People that hadn't experienced that and we will see consistently new people kind of coming through the line saying, I've never been here before. How does this work? What does this look like? I'm so sorry, I lost my job last week. Those type of things, and having a place like this to really support people through that is a great thing.
We've had to shift our operations from face-to-face with our neighbors to little to no contact.
We've changed our model from having families come in, make an appointment and come into our facility, to now doing a curbside model in which they stay in their cars, fill out an order form, give us the order form, and then we have volunteers that walk through the market, fulfill that order, and then bring that out to them. What that has allowed us to do is to expand the amount of people that we're able to serve in a day. Right now with our curbside model, we'll have anywhere up to the 90 to over 100 people in a day.
We are also focusing on providing more and more choice every day. It's always been very important to us to have food that people recognize and need for their families. It's always been important to us to have fresh and healthy options and culturally resident options for families in our area. We are also open to everyone at this time. We are open 5 days a week, and we welcome all families needing food to come to and check us out. My first Barely Open event, I remember it was snowing a lot, like crazy snowing, and you'd think people would be inconvenienced or annoyed, but everybody loved it. It's such a fun event, and that time of year, end of January, beginning of February, is when people want to get outdoors. They want to get some fresh air in their lungs and feel the sun or the snow or whatever this comes out of the sky, whatever it is.
The partnership between the food shelf and Barely Open started from the beginning, from what I understand, and it has been just a great event in which all the proceeds go to the White Bear Food Shelf.
It's such a fun event to be a part of. The funds raised obviously help our organization quite a bit, but it's also just a wonderful event for our community to get involved, get to know each other, bring about awareness of not only our mission, but the other organizations in our community, and I'm very lucky to be a part of it.
The Barely Open event is just, what a cool community event where people get to come together, celebrate, and do something that's so unique to Minnesota.
My favorite part of Barely Open is probably all the costumes and mascots. I think it's so fun because you can go pretty crazy as long as you have your warm layers underneath. You can go all out on top. So there have been a lot of creative costumes, whether you're group themed costumes, individual costumes. It's always fun. Minnesota
just is so just they make the best winner, and this is one of those examples of that.
The Barely Open has been so fortunate over the last 14 years to have the support of so many great sponsors. These businesses, churches, and individuals have been so generous in their donations of money, services, and time to support their community and those in need. We literally could not put this event on without that support. Let's hear from some of our sponsors about what the food shelf means to the community and why this year, more than ever, it's vital that we support them.
The White Bear Food Shelf supports a lot of people not only in White Bear but around the Northeast Metro and the Twin Cities really. So yeah, we're really excited to be a sponsor for the 4th year.
One thing I really like about the White Bear Lake Area Food Shelf is they really, the partnerships they have with buying food goes a long ways. I know you donate $1 and it buys $8 worth of food, which is amazing to me. And when I support them, I really feel like my support goes a long ways.
The food shelf is a huge part of our community, and this year in particular, people are really in need, and anything we can do to help, I think we should in this world right now.
It's been a difficult year with COVID for everybody, and it felt more important than ever that we've had people in greater crisis. Businesses, jobs have closed, and people are in need. Unemployment is high, and we just thought it's as important as ever to support the food shelf in our local community.
We love everybody over there. They're just a group of amazing people with really big hearts, with a really fabulous mission that White Bear Lake needs. They really help a lot of people, so we're happy to help in any way.
It's a win-win for all, and we're all coming together, helping each other.
You can see that the White Bear area is a strong community with many partnerships in place to provide support for all who live here. Next, we're going to hear from 2 of our Barely Open sponsors who have built such partnerships.
Hello from White Bear Lake United Methodist Church. My name is Lori McBride, and I'm the Minister of Missions and Faith Formation here at the church. Our church recently had the opportunity to become involved in a very special food shelf outreach program known as the Mobile Market. The focus of Mobile Market is providing fresh and non-perishable food items to students attending Century College in St. Paul. There are no geographical boundaries and no referrals necessary to come to the market to get food, and the amount of food that is provided to students is based upon the size of the family the student is part of. So not only is the student helped, but the family as well. It's important to nourish people physically. Of course, our minds and bodies don't work well when malnourished. Enter the Mobile Market, a truly amazing partnership between the food shelf, which provides leadership and vision, Second Harvest Heartland, which provides food, and volunteers from the church who serve the students with a smile and offer the verbal encouragement that many of them need to continue their education despite financial and other barriers. Completing college is critical. It will help them achieve career goals, leading to a life out of poverty and without limitations. Congratulations from the people of the White Bear Lake United Methodist Church for all of the life-changing and life-sustaining work done by the White Bear Lake Area Food Shelf.
Hi, I'm Pastor Darren Vick, Senior Pastor at Community of Grace Lutheran Church, and we are very excited about this year's Barely Open and being a partner in sponsoring the Barely Open. We've had a long partnership together with the White Bear Area Emergency Food Shelf. Perry Peterson, who is the Executive Director over there, was on staff here for many years, and we have been excited to continue that partnership. Some of the things that we do here to support the food shelf in particular, we have a host site for Fare for All. We also help with their weekend meal packs, their kids packs that they send out to support children in the community who are dealing with food insecurity. And we also then host the farmers market here regularly during the growing and harvest season. So we love the community food shelf, we love our community, and we're excited to be partnering with the Barely Open as a fun event to be able to do some good, have some fun, and enjoy being community together.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate your time, and if you participated in the event as a golfer or simply by donating or bidding on an auction item, thank you for that as well. If you are wondering how to do either of these things, please check out the links on the website at barelyopen.org. Your support is so very important. We look forward to being back in person next year to celebrate our 15th anniversary. Thank you and have a great evening.
Come out and golf on Saturday. It is so much fun. It's just different, and you're laughing, and your foursomes or sixsomes or whatever, you're going to have a good time. There are auction items and things like that. If you see something, buy it. And if you want to donate, whatever you have, bring it on.
Anytime that you have the opportunities to support your community and the people in need, I definitely think it's a huge benefit. Anything helps, $10, $1, whatever it is that you can give to help the people that aren't having such a good year this year, that may need some help is a great opportunity, and this event is a great opportunity to do that.
A donation to the food shelf impacts our entire community. When our community is stronger, when our community is getting the resources that they need, we all benefit from that.
Thank you for supporting the White Bear Food Shelf. Thank you for coming out and supporting the Barely Open. Your support is vital to our organization, providing for people really in need and in dire straits.
Nothing's going to make you feel better than donating to this event and to the food shelf. It's a fun event that actually brings community together, and then the money goes to something that brings community together and helps our neighbors in need, and who knows when any of us would be one of those people that would need the food shelf. So I think it's a great thing to give to, and a great fun way to do it.
But there are families that are really suffering right now. They need our help. And whether you can give $5, $10, $50, $100, whatever you're able to do, or if your employer matches your donations, whatever you can do to help this cause raise money, it's a worthwhile cause. They're good people, and it helps good people.
Because this is a great event, and really with COVID and all of what's happening right now, there's really a great need, and it's not just in White Bear, it's in every community, but White Bear, of course, is our home now, and so we would hope that you would come out and really work for the community.
Even if it's a small donation, it makes a big difference.
Any year is important to give back to the community, but coming out of a very difficult 2020 for not only our local community but for the world, finding opportunities to give back to the community is so important, and a silent auction or a virtual auction is a great way to build camaraderie within the local community, but also give back to a great cause.
To folks watching this video, thinking about donating to the event or the food shelf in general, I would say thank you for even considering it. We are here doing what we love to do, which is help our community with food, which is so important to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for your support for the Barely Open and on behalf of our neighbors.